So let's start this video with, it's going to be much like the this is Glacier, where we're going to be, and it's going to be much like Yellowstone, where we don't do a video every day and bore you with a bunch of drive time until we get to the fun things to see. So it's kind of going to be a recap of this day, which started on day 34, which was the 4th of July.
Oh, the 4th of July. Yes, fireworks.
Fireworks. So we landed at a campground that we had stayed at before in Babb, Montana, which is very close to Canada. It's very, 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 it's on the northeast side. Sorry, I'm directionally challenged sometimes, of Yellowstone, right by the St. Mary's entrance, which is very convenient. It's in the Blackfeet Reservation area, and I probably got that terminology all wrong.
So we are on an Indian reservation.
So it's a little different. We stayed there before. It wasn't a problem. We had a good time. Campground's kind of basic, but that's okay. We're just sleeping there, right? We don't need really a bunch of amenities, the pool or any of that stuff. This time our check-in process was
A little rough.
a little less than desirable. It all worked out all right, but after a drive day and then to get there, and the check-in process was not
Smooth
great.
as we would expect it to be.
Yeah, some people's sites weren't there. Some people had people in their sites when they got there.
And some people thought they had this site and that kind of site and ended up not having the hookups that they were expecting to have. So a few minutes ago we were talking about this awesome campground and the check-in process. And we figured we'd wait 24 hours for you to go on video.
Because
I don't know, because it just didn't seem like you were having a great day.
I was a little stressed yesterday, and I kind of mirror the attitude of people around me, and when I don't get the answers that I expect, then things get a little heated sometimes.
So you still have 2 sites.
I have 2 sites.
Why'd you order 2 sites?
Because the first site I ordered was determined that it was non-electric, and I decided I wanted an electric site, so I tried to transfer, I tried to cancel, and I never could get a response, so I ordered a new site on their website and paid for it, and never could get a response on an email or answer the phone to cancel the other site, so I just kept 2 sites. And then when I got here...
This is where the fun begins.
When I got here, the young lady says, "You have 2 sites." I said, "Yes, ma'am, I do. I'm going to be camping on the site with electricity, and I'll hold the site that doesn't have electricity as a gathering point for our group." Okay. She told me to go to my site. As we get here, there's somebody on my site, so I have to wait for them to leave. And they didn't want to leave. They wanted just to let me park beside them and run an extension cord over for my power. And I said, "Nah, I paid good money for this site. I'm going to be on my site." So I made them leave. And then we go to my secondary site, and somebody's pulling up on my secondary site. And I ask them what they're doing. They said, "We just rented this one because it just came available." I said, "No, it can't be available. I paid for it." "Well, it's on the website available." No, that ain't right. So we had a discussion about that. And I was going to let them stay there because they were just barbecuing. And then I found out that Don and Pat didn't have a site, so I said, hell, they can use that site. Then the office got involved. So they came down here and were telling me that I canceled that site. I said, "No, ma'am, I did not cancel my site." I said, "If I did, I need my $99 back." And she said, "There's no refunds within 30 days. I said, "Then it's my site. I don't give up my site." She said, "Well, you're not using it." I said, "I don't care. I paid for it. I'm not giving it up." Anyway, that was we got our sites. Let's put it that way.
So thank goodness everything has worked out and we're all here now. But I'm starting to see, and maybe you can help me out, a little common denominator here. Here, the Mexican restaurant, they're starting to get more and more of these things, Robert. Look, he's speechless. Have you ever seen Robert speechless? But he was right.
I treat people the way they treat me around me.
And the manager said he was right.
Yes.
She did say you were right. She made do for what we had, since they had a huge powwow here this weekend. This place was a zoo, so.
I understand their issue, but they didn't handle it well.
So,
They did book it well.
so we're 24 hours in now. Everybody's smiling. Everybody's happy. We're getting ready to have breakfast by Mike, wherever he's running. He's running away. And there's Ray. Ray, can you tell everybody, since we had the video yesterday, how are the bikes doing? Ray, how much you say you love your grandkids?
Not this much.
What are we doing, Ray?
I got a tangle
He's got it all tangled up. I'll show him how to do it in just a minute. That's more fun to watch.
All right, fast forward to a minute. Huh? The other way.
You gotta come off of that.
Well,
You gotta come off of your pedal there and get that twist out of it first.
Let's find that.
Alright.
Now I got two in it.
now he's got 2 knots.
Well, 2 knots are better because then
I think the tire's got to come back off.
Let's listen to Robert over here. He's got all the knowledge.
I think the tire has to come back
I think it does. I think you put it together with it.
We got to take the tire back off again, Ray.
I'm gonna unfriend you on this video.
Nope, this is gonna be a good video. Hey, no, it's more fun to watch. I need to kind of get over here because the sun's in my eyes.
Right, take it off the spin. Take it off the get your chain straight first.
Look, how many Polacks does it take to change one tire? There's 1, 2.
I don't see how it does it, Robert.
Turn it. It's up.
Look, we got the third Polak involved. Here we go. There she is. Look, he's going to chase it all the way around. It's going to go all the way around.
I bet there's a YouTube video on how to do this.
Yeah, there is. I'm making one right now.
One what not to do.
We'll come back in a few minutes to see what happens.
Maybe tomorrow.
How long?
Tomorrow, maybe.
Tomorrow?
If there's a clue, I'd like to see it.
You gotta go on the other side of that, right?
The fireworks will be going off anytime now. Hey, let's stop.
no.
Let's stop real quick because your tire's flat.
It is.
It really is.
I can hear it sizzling right now. I can hear it. So what was
It's not funny that the tire's flat. But
what were we trying to accomplish here?
We were trying to accomplish
well, you might have to take it off and let's fix
inflating the
tire.
tire.
Now we got to take the tire back off, guys. Yeah, it's flat.
It's flat.
Flat as a pancake.
No.
Daggone. Here we go, starting again.
No, we ain't starting to
Now,
do either.
tell me how much you love your grandkids.
A lot.
I think Ray finally fixed it. We'll see tomorrow.
I didn't finally fix it. Everybody fixed it.
You got it, Ray. You did it.
Grandpa of the year.
Grandpa of the year, huh?
If it stays pumped up. Uh-oh. What are you doing?
Oh, I just working on
That's not gonna work anymore.
it. It's not.
That's what you told Zane not to do.
I don't think it's going to work that much anyway.
How are the bikes doing?
Bikes are not faring well. They both still have flat tires because Walmart doesn't sell a proper patch kit.
So you kids have no bikes after all that work yesterday.
They have a community bike that they ride.
Look, there he is. He's riding it right now.
Community bike.
So, but other than that, no, they do not.
And
After everything we went through yesterday,
And I hear Ray is not going to get a part-time job at a tire shop.
I am not.
Definitely not on a pit crew. That's for
I
sure.
am not.
All in all, they were also having a huge event.
A powwow.
They were having a 4th of July powwow, and so it was crazy busy. Not even just the camp sites, but the entire campground. Good thing about that was they had fireworks on site. Bad thing was it stays light there much longer than we're used
we
to.
almost saw the 4th of July on the 5th.
Yeah. So basically, after the whole ordeal with, checking in and getting settled, we just relaxed and did nothing day one.
We did anyway.
We
Some of the
came
other ones
together.
didn't stay
We
outside.
did kind of a potluck, hamburgers, hot dog. We just threw something together. he did get some really good footage of the kids because Don brought this crazy hot sauce, and it was like something he bought at the store, but it was like ghost pepper or habanero or something. It was hot.
Is it hot?
Not really. Okay, yes.
You want another one?
No. Yes.
You sure you don't want another one?
Nope.
I'll even let you double dip.
I need something to drink. I need something to drink.
And then we just hung out and had a good time. We actually went to bed before the fireworks because it was like 11 o'clock and it was still light outside.
We went to bed, but we still were awake. So Lisa looked outside.
I did
and said,
see him
"Look,
out the
there's-
window.
There's fireworks out there,
But I
it's
did
still
not.
light."
Yeah, but I did not record them out the window. So there's that. But yeah, so that was a good time. Had by all. And once they kind of got it straight, the campground was okay.
Okay.
I'll just leave it.
Well, the grass
that.
the grass wasn't looked like it hasn't been mowed but once that whole season. So the grass was kind of tall. I know some of the people went to the bathhouses and they said they would never go in the bathhouse. So it wasn't what it was.
I just didn't even go in. I didn't need to see.
It wasn't what it was the last time. And it was, I guess, since they had the powwow going on, it was just a lot going on.
It
and they
was a
couldn't
lot.
get everything straight. So
With that being said, day one wasn't so bad. Like we all got there. It was drive day. We relaxed.
So good morning to day 35.
Good morning.
Yesterday was a cluster.
Very much so. And we're here for multiple days, so there's that.
So right now we're going to go over there and get some breakfast. Lisa has the coffee pot. The coffee from Coffee.
Today is City Roast.
And
Everybody seems to really like that.
we're going to go over there and get some breakfast from them, and maybe I'll get a little bit of an update from them to how and what everything went on.
How the day's going to play out.
Bed about midnight.
Some of those things are pretty close right there.
Oh yeah, I just walked past that.
They were setting them off over there.
Mike, I thought we had chocolate chips for pancakes.
Do you have any? Ask her.
You brought them last time.
That was last time.
Oh
I
my
can throw a blueberry in
goodness
it.
gracious.
Ray has chocolate chips.
I was just giving him a hard time because at Endless he said, I brought chocolate chips for the kids. And I said, well, what about those of us that like chocolate chips that are kids?
There you go. Ray's got chocolate chips, peanut butter chips.
Oh, look at Joyce coming through.
Too late on that one. I can still throw a couple in there maybe. This ready to flip.
This is a special pancake.
Yeah, man.
We went in and drove around Yellowstone a little bit. We didn't do the whole park.
You can't do the whole park in one day.
Well, I mean, you can do the Going to Sun Road, which is what we did, but we just did part of it to kind of check it out. We stopped at a couple of pull-offs.
There's pull-offs everywhere, guys. I mean, you drive for what, a mile or two, and there's another
Yeah.
pull-off, and then a mile or two, and there's another.
Because there's a
pull-off.
lot of waterfalls, because there's a lot of snow melting. And when I say snow, like, it's hard to believe, crazy to believe. It was hot when we were there,
It was in the 90s.
but there was still snow over our heads, snow on the side of the road. The Going to Sun Road just opened like last week or something, like crazy.
I would say there was one spot that had still almost about 30 feet of snow sitting on the
Even in
ground.
July. Now, the good thing about that is, on the days that it's hot, the waterfalls are crazy, like going over the road crazy. But yeah, lots of snow. Kind of hard to believe that there's still that much snow in
But
July.
the waterfalls are, like she said, probably the best time to see a waterfall is when all the snow on the top of the mountain is melting very, very fast. So I'm sure, April, May, June or something, the waterfalls don't look quite.
Well, no, and this year they even in June, like we were already on the way there, literally, because the whole crawl kind of is on the way there, and they had
An avalanche.
an avalanche and
So it
covered the
stopped-
road.
So it stopped the road and they couldn't open up the road. Then they had to plow it out again, and I think they had another small avalanche right before we got there. So about 2 weeks before we got there is when they finally opened up the Sun Road.
Like I was getting nervous that we weren't going to be able to do the Going to Sun Road because I was afraid it wasn't going to be open, which would be sad because we drove all that way. And we've done the Going to Sun Road before, but some of the people in our group had not. So that would have been a real letdown. Day 36, July 6th. We went back in the park, kind of drove past the places we saw yesterday. And I don't know that all of us, but a lot of us were there together. And the Weinberger grandchildren were dying to get into the water. I tried to tell them that it was going to be really cold.
Very cold, guys.
Really, really cold. But, you know, they're kids, so it's not as cold to them. So it was a little bit of a hike from up there where Joyce is, down these rocks. But it's worth it for that. If you know one thing about me, it's that I love the blue water. So this, short of the Keys, this is a happy place for me. Is it cold?
Oh crap!
Don't get your butt wet. Is it cold? Not at all. I don't believe y'all. So we did a lot of pull-offs. We did a lot of stopping to see water that you could get into water along the way. We did a lot of waterfalls.
Touch it.
It's like this. But see, this is where they have all those pretty colored rocks.
Yeah, get it turned off.
All right, let me switch. And finally, we got out, I guess, what is it, Apgar Village?
I don't remember what those called. I don't remember what half the places were called. There's just so many of them.
Well, we got there to the end. I can't even think of the lake now. Anyway, we got to the end. Had a little lunch. Did a little shopping at the gift shop. Of course, we had some ice cream because, of course, there's ice cream. You must have it.
Got you again. Do you have to get ice cream in every city?
You're getting a milkshake.
Not because I wanted it.
They didn't make you. They weren't giving them away. You bought it. You clearly wanted it. And found a spot to pull off that the boys got to actually get in the water. It's like ice. Like literal ice water.
He's in his underwear.
I can't help what he's doing.
No further. No further.
Go in. Go dunk.
Like 2 foot deep.
You can go all the way out.
I'm talking about his underwear.
Oh no, go ahead and get wet.
Underwear getting wet.
Underwear. Do I need to hold your
Right there. Right there.
Do I need to hold your glasses? Yeah. It's cold. It's definitely cold.
I'm not sitting down.
Look at me. Look at me. Say hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Is it cold?
Back up some more.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
You've been dying to get in the water all day. Why do you look so miserable?
Okay, bye-bye. Not that deep. Oh, God, that's cold. Okay, let's do this. I got you.
I got my feet in the water, and I'm just going to tell you, it was cold. But the great thing about the lake there is the water's very clear.
It's like Key West water.
They call them
Key West water.
rainbow rocks. So the rocks are like red and blue and all these really pretty colors, and you can see them because the water's so clear. So the boys actually went in, it like really got in the water whoo, just my feet was enough for me because it was very cold, but it was pretty cool because
It's pretty cold, not cool.
yeah, it's pretty cold, but pretty cool like that the water's that clear and a lake, not in the Keys. Just very cold, very cold.
They had a blast though. They had fun. So how'd you like it? Don't touch it.
It was cold.
It was cold.
Very cool.
these.
It was your favorite thing ever?
No.
No, not you.
No, this is
You just said it was your favorite
No, it was
thing.
my favorite swimming day ever.
What was your favorite? What did you do?
We usually just swim in a pool.
That's a big
That's
pool.
the first time I've ever swum.
That was Lake McDonald. Lake
Like Ronald's brother?
No, like old McDonald had a farm. Ronald McDonald. Stop. Why are you annoying?
Why are you annoying?
Because I'm cold.
You're cold. That makes you annoying.
Your camera
So
making you
when you're
cold.
warm, you're annoying too.
Yeah.
And I swam in my underwear. My grandma woke me up
Swam
at
in
8.
your underwear.
You definitely swam in your underwear.
You know what? It wouldn't matter if your grandma woke you up at 8 if you went to bed earlier. But I remember last night when she was telling you it was time to go to bed, you were arguing about it. See why she wants you to go to bed early?
Did you swim in your underwear, ma'am?
No, absolutely not.
Robert. We have video of you in your underwear.
I'd embarrass everybody.
There's not enough.
If he had had some
alcohol in this
alcohol,
yet for that.
I guarantee you Robert would have.
So we can come back and do this.
We can't drink inside here.
We can't drink and drive.
No, but
We need liquid courage.
so I'll be the sober one, and you guys can come
You're
out.
always the sober one.
Somebody's got to
I
be
think
sober.
that's so funny. You're always the sober one that never is on camera doing something stupid.
Is there something wrong with that?
I'm going to.
I don't think it's fair.
You don't think it's fair? But hold on, you have a camera in your hand.
And then also on the way back, we got to see wildlife. So my favorite part about Yellowstone is the wildlife. And the last time we were in Glacier, we saw 2 of those white mountain goats. And that's it. So this time I was excited. We were coming along and there was a little, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 little white mountain goats coming up the road. So we stopped. They came right up onto the road. We were able to get a lot of good footage of them.
Ooh, they like that salt.
They're kind of mangy looking. Like
Kind of like Lisa when she wakes up in the morning.
I feel like it's the time of year, I guess, that they're shedding. So, but they're losing like clumps of fur. But it was kind of cool to get to see them instead of being way up, because last time we saw them, they were way up on the hill. You couldn't even get a
So
good
we
picture.
actually pulled over and they like walked up right to us. And
Yeah,
of
right up
course,
to the car, because
now-
you're not supposed to get close to
And
them.
now we're getting worried, so we're trying to jump over the guardrail to the other side, but so we can get the video of them and the footage of them, but not be in the way of them if they try to tackle us.
And then after we passed them, I was like, oh, look, over there. Did you see it? There was a whole herd of the bighorn sheep.
Bighorn sheep.
And so we pulled over and stopped, and Jimmy and Robert, I think, walked back over to get some footage of them. And it was just the whole herd of them.
There's a
I don't
long way up
know if
there.
herd's the right term, but I think it is. There was a whole bunch of them over there. And then when he came back to get in the truck so we could leave, I look over in the parking lot, and there's this one bighorn sheep. He is like standing on this little wall that's like a foot and a half tall. And he looks fake. Like he looks like a statue because he's just standing there with the beautiful mountains in the background. It looks like a postcard.
He must do this nightly.
It's hilarious because he would stand and just be still, and then he would turn his head and be still, and then he would turn his head the other way like he was modeling.
And then he would turn around so you can get the other side of him.
Yeah, and he did. He was pretty cool. Somebody came by with a loud car, and that kind of scared him off. But he was pretty cool. We continued driving through and seeing the waterfalls. And as it got later in the day and it got hotter, waterfalls that maybe were just starting to come on the edge of the road would be like going over the road. You'd have to like
You had
drive
roll
through
the
some
windows
water
up when you're getting wet inside.
because there's a lot of melting going on, which was Really pretty cool. And then on the way out of the park, we saw bears. Bears.
A lot of bears.
Mama bear and 2 babies. A lot of bears. It was really cool.
So little babies were peeking their head up over top of the grass, and they'd let you see them, and they would duck back down, and they would stand up on their back too, and they would look back up so you can see them. And you know, the bad thing, I guess not the bad thing, but when there's a bear being seen out there, the traffic just comes to a halt, guys.
Well,
So-
and the mama bear, we didn't know the babies were there. She was just kind of meandering around, and then she looked back over her shoulder and growled
She
or
made the mama
something,
noise.
made the mama bear noise. And all out of the tall grass, all of a sudden you see these 2 little heads pop up because they heard her, and then they started getting over to her. So
They listen better than the kids do.
true story. But that was pretty cool. We went to dinner. Was it that night? We went to dinner one night with Robert and Ann there's a local steak restaurant called the Cattle Barons Supper Club, I think.
Might be that.
Where they have this like homemade steak sauce that they base their steaks with. And LeBaron potato, which is like a baked potato, but it's open. It's like they cut it in half. I don't know. I can't describe it.
So let's talk about the steak. The steak is amazing. It's a big portion, but I'm not much on their sauce.
I like the sauce, and I like the potatoes.
The potatoes are good, but the sauce
I like
is
cheese and
the
ranch
sauce is,
on them.
The sauce is a little too sweet for me. I'm one of those. Just give me the steak and let it go.
Well, anyway, the food was good. We went there the last time we were in that area, and so we went back and we had a good meal. It was good. I would go back. I'm not sure about the campground. I don't know. The campground's convenient, so I might suffer through it again.
The campground was okay the first time. I think they were just busy.
Yeah, so we'll give them a pass. But I would definitely do the restaurant again.
And they're only open. The restaurant's only open like 4 or 5 months. That's it. They were just opening when we got there.
Well, everything in that area is only open a small portion of the year. But then the next day,
Day what?
37, I think. The next day, we went on the boat ride.
Cotton, wood,
Kills
cotton,
me.
but it looks like snow.
It looks like snow coming down. It looks like a pillow exploded on the ground. And it looks like my sinuses hate it. But other than that,
So today we're getting ready to go on a boat ride out in the.
St. Mary's Lake.
I'm glad she said it because I couldn't remember what it was called. I was going to
I
say
knew
the
you
yellow.
were
I was going
gonna
to say
know.
Yellowstone River.
I knew you weren't going to know.
So it's an hour and a half boat ride. We're going to check it out. We don't know anything about it. Hopefully we'll get to see some good views from down below compared to being up top.
We've been up top looking down at the water for the last couple of days, so it'll be cool to catch it from a different perspective, kind of like when we went whitewater rafting.
But we're not going to get wet this time,
But
hopefully.
hopefully we don't get wet.
So we'll take some video of this when we go out there so you guys can see what it looks like from the bottom up instead of the top down. And there's some of our crew. Hi, Joyce. Look, she's smiling today. Uh-oh. I don't know. I think she got her coffee and her pancakes.
Pancakes? So you take the boat ride on the St. Mary's Lake. You get in, I won't try to tell you the north, south, east, west end. I'm not good with that. But you get in on one end of the lake and the boat takes you to the other end of the lake. Small boat, I don't know, maybe 40 people,
No,
maybe?
maybe 40.
I don't know. But what was cool was the whole ride. Well, so it's cool because you're getting a different perspective, right? When you're in the park, you're looking down at the lake, you're looking down on the water. So when you're on the boat, you're on the water looking up at the landscapes. So it's cool to see it from a different view. And the captain of the boat, almost used the wrong term, the captain of the boat gave a lot of history and just kind of some cool facts about.
He talked about the glaciers.
The glaciers.
And he thinks in another 20 or 30 years from now, most of the glaciers won't even be there anymore. So it's kind of saddening because of the heat.
Yeah.
But yeah, the views you got to see on the way, and then once, it's an hour trip there, and then we turned and we went into a dock, and then we got out, and that's where we got to go. What do you say?
There was a waterfall.
20 minutes or something?
It was, I don't remember the numbers, but it was like you have 10 minutes to go take pictures and see the waterfall, and the boat leaves in 15.
If you're not
so
here, we're leaving.
The boat leaves in 15. So take your time, do what you want, run, walk, but the boat leaves in whatever the time was. The boat leaves in 15.
Just going to see that waterfall was amazing. We got to walk over a little bridge.
That was really pretty.
We came back, and of course, so many people getting off the boat, taking pictures by yourself at a certain thing was kind of hard.
It was kind of hard.
But
and then we took the boat back, and then we just kind of did some more driving through and checking out all the places and seeing all the things. I don't know. It for me, I like hearing the history behind things, and he did a really good job of telling us the history and fun facts. Like one of the fun facts, I think I talked about this in a previous video because I was amazed. One of the fun facts is those little ground squirrels. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe we learned that in Yellowstone, but the ground squirrels are still there. So I'll just throw it in again if I didn't say it earlier. They look like a prairie dog, only they're the color of like a gray squirrel. And they have the tail of a chipmunk.
Don't let them bite you guys.
Don't let them bite you. They carry the bubonic plague. I think we might have learned that in Yellowstone. But anyway, I'm going to say it again because they were there and they're pretty cool. But don't try to feed them because they bite and they carry the bubonic plague. That's all I got. And then the next day was the day prior to travel day. So we didn't do much. Like we packed up, cleaned up, got ready to travel, drove into town, which closest town really is like 30 minutes away. Drove into town, got fuel. Some of us got a couple groceries and just really kind of chilled out and got ready for travel day the next day.
So everybody always asks where our favorite places we go. And we always say, at certain times, certain places, certain areas, whatever it is. And I had a question just asked a couple of days ago, and they said, you got to have a favorite place. Well, there's not a favorite because I don't want to be in Montana in
the winter.
I do. We did talk about that. I want to fly into Montana in January when there's 30 and 40 foot on the ground and have somebody drive us in and go to one of those cabins, go up in the woods. There's pictures you see with a little smoke going from it and little orange lights. I want to be there for like 2 or 3 days and just take a snowmobile out and just enjoy it.
He's not really going to want to be there 2 or 3 days, though, because he's going to get bored and have cabin fever and want to get out. But it would be cool to experience that whole
So the Montana,
vibe.
Wyoming, the glacier side of it is still my favorite place because I like the water and I like the waterfalls. And this time, Lisa got to see a lot of the animals there.
Yeah,
this time,
previously I would have said my favorite area out there was Yellowstone because of the animals, but we got to see a lot of animals this time in Glacier. So if that had been my previous Glacier experience, Glacier would have been my favorite.
So we're not going to bore you guys with us sitting here talking a lot. We're going to let you. We're going to. She's allergic to the.
Sorry.
She's allergic to the cottonwood.
Oh my God, cottonwood. Whew, we don't have that in Virginia, and I am so glad because
cottonwood was flying. And what's the name? What's the song?
Cottonwood flying like snow in July.
Yes.
It's a Luke Bryan song.
So look it up.
Oh my gosh, didn't even really understand what that meant until Montana. Whew.
So we're not going to bore you with us sitting here looking at our pretty faces. We're going to do some driving. I'm going to play a little bit of music with it, and basically just going to hear the sights and the sounds and the the tour.
And pictures and video just don't really do it justice, but they are really pretty anyway. But if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up.
Make sure you subscribe.
Don't forget to ring the bell so you know when the next video is coming out.
Because we have a couple more left of this trip, guys, and once this trip is done, It's done.
And until the next time we see you,
Safe travels, guys.
The feeling we chase, I'm wide awake. Take me away now. 'Cause I've been running out of air, so let me catch my breath. Feeling I've got's making me crazy. If I'm having a good time, don't you blame me. Yeah, this feeling I've got's making me crazy. Making me crazy. So I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive.